I'm going to walk you through the course design. Big picture, it is a flipped classroom approach where you will do a little bit of research, reading, or watching a video and asking questions. That outside work will be interactive, so you'll be using Gen AI to interact with either video or a reading or perhaps a tool. And then we have 1.5 hours in class. And again, that will be interactive as well. And I'll talk a bit about that later. And then outside of class, after class, I will assign a weekly Gen AI active activity. It'll be an exploration of perhaps a new tool or a new activity to help build your skill set. And then finally, which really takes the place of assignments, you will have some personal playtime outside of class. I would estimate 2 to 3 hours on average per week. And you will engage in personal projects that you want to explore and which are relevant to your circumstances. In terms of my teaching approach, what you should know is student feedback is critical. So I gather regular feedback so that we can make adjustments based on your needs and personalizing things for you. There are flipped classroom activities, and I want them to be highly interactive. I just don't want you sitting there watching long passive videos or listening to podcasts without any sort of interaction. And then in the virtual classroom, I may present 5 minutes. 10 minutes would be rare, but there might be questions from you. But most of the time, we will be engaged in polling, Mentimeter tools, and discussions, and breakout room activities, and debates, and productive activities, perhaps even working on projects with your team if you decide to do a team project. So we want that to be active, engaging, and not passive listening. And finally, as I said, I'll give you one generative AI activity a week, which you will pursue and reflect on. And then you'll have to find 2 good Gen AI resources and add them to our database and also keep track of them. So that when you finish the course, you'll have a really good set of resources with which to move on and learn more about Gen AI. And then finally, you'll be doing 2 personal projects on your own, a minimum. And I'll give you some ideas for what you could do with that. But really, there's supposed to be something that's going to be useful for you. And finally, with attendance, I work hard to make classes engaging and meaningful. And so I hope you choose to attend. But if you can't attend, make sure you let me know and we can see what we can do to make sure that you don't miss the kinds of content and activity that happened in the class. Now, I will guarantee, not guarantee, but my pledge is to make the class interesting so that you'll want to attend. And if it isn't, then we need to change that. So I'll need your feedback on that. And that is a brief introduction into the course design.